Hey there everybody, this is my review of Starrcade, the Essential Collection DVD. I was going to do this tomorrow, but I finished watching it today and I saw True Slayers 1, so I thought I'd take the opportunity. Well, it's an opportunity for me to do a video response and get a lot of views, so please subscribe to that. I am shameless when it comes to getting subscribers, I guess. But I've been really looking forward to this DVD because I was raised on WCW, especially during the 90s, because that's when I grew up, because I was born in '89, as you can tell from my username. But I was born in '89, so I was raised in the 90s, and WCW at that point did have a stronger market here in Australia, especially in the latter end. So yeah, it was something I was more enthusiastic to see. Of course, WWF did get stronger during the Attitude Era here, but a lot of the time, if you thought it was neck and neck in the US, it was probably closer here in Australia, because WCW was on network television, whereas WWF was on cable television, and for a long time you had to actually go to special places like casinos, special movie theaters just to watch Raw. So WCW for a very long time did have a lot stronger market, and yeah, I'll just talk about the thing. The documentary, I disagree with True Slayer on, and it's probably because I'm a bit younger and don't know as much about the history of Starrcade as he does. So I did want the documentary to be a bit longer, not too much longer. I mean, it was only about an hour, and I thought that was good enough for me. But I would have appreciated if it went 15, 20 minutes longer. That's it. I don't like watching 3-hour documentaries or even 2-hour ones. Sometimes they just stretch on too long, and I just want to get to some of the matches. But I feel obligated to watch the documentary because I did pay for it. And I only paid $20 for this because I'm a smart man, not pirated or anything. So yeah, I'm just going to go through some of the matches, all the good and bad matches. I'm not going to give star ranks. I'll put them in the sidebar for you people to see. Match of the decade. A lot of these matches had been released before, and I own a lot of DVDs, so I do already own a lot of the things, but I thought I'd watch the matches again for the sake of the review, to keep everything in context. So let's get on with it. Match of the decade, Roddy Piper vs. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I don't know how, and this was voted by the fans, and a lot of these things, it's inconsistent where things are because it's fan voted, so everyone has different views on things. But yeah, match of the decade, Roddy Piper vs. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Piece of shit. That's what I'll say about it. I mean, the crowd was into it, and it was a pretty hot angle. I just think it was a bad match. I mean, Roddy Piper just had his hip replaced. You can still see the scar. My God. And this is supposed to be their premiere event, and they're both guys in their 40s wrestling a match that happened a decade ago. Okay. But, a lot worse atrocities are happening these days. Sting vs. a Great Muta in the Iron Man singles tournament match. I thought this was pretty good. A bit short for my liking, but still a good match. And good to see Muta on it. Unified World Tag Team Championship match, Barry Windham and Brian Pillman vs. Ricky, Steamboat and Shane Douglas, very good. Goldberg vs. Kevin Nash. It wasn't a bad match, but the ending was just extremely stupid. It just reminds me how stupid the booking was then, because even when I was a kid, I could tell that was fucking stupid for them to do that. Even from a mark perspective, it's like, oh, why did Goldberg lose? Because I already knew it was fake. I'm like, why did they make Goldberg lose? I didn't know who was running the shit then. So I just thought of it that way. The BattleBowl match, a shitty 2-ring battle royal. It's not too shitty. It was alright, I guess, but just nothing spectacular. 2 out of 3 falls match for the WCW United States Championship. Dustin Rhodes versus Steve Austin. Good match, not the best, but is good, and shows how much of a good worker Dustin Rhodes was at one point, even if he isn't so much now. And even then, he was better than Cody Rhodes is now. Or I like him more than Cody Rhodes, just because Cody Rhodes irritates me. The Road Warriors vs. Arn and Tully Blanchard. I've already seen this match, but it was a good match. Nothing, as I said, nothing special. Rey Mysterio Jr. vs. Jushin Thunder Liger. I was bit irritated by some of the botches. There were some botches in this match and it irritated me, but it was still overall turned into a pretty good match. It's just the crowd was a bit dead for it. Scaffold match, Rock and Roll Express versus Midnight Express. A good scaffold match, but I mean, I'm not really very fond of scaffold matches, no matter how dangerous they are. Mostly because I think, God, these people are so fucking stupid doing them. But yeah, I mean, I guess it deserves a place on it. So yeah, Flair versus Luger from Starrcade '88 for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. This is a very good match. Shows how good Luger was when put with a good worker. Eddie Guerrero versus Shinjiro or Ootani. I feel this only got a high placement because of Eddie Guerrero's death and because of his DVD, where people saw this match and probably voted on it because they'd already seen it. I'm not expecting to buy it, I guess, again. But yeah, this is a good match. I don't think it's above Flair versus Luger. Dusty Rhodes and Sting versus Road Warriors. A good match, or a very good match. And probably deserving of the placement it got, or should have been a bit lower maybe, but you know, whatever. Sting versus Big Van Vader. I really, for the King of Cable tournament final match, this was a really great match, and I really loved it, and it had a similar, you know, you had Sting being real dominant over Vader, you know, for the start, and then Vader getting the advantage. It was just fucking wonderful, and you have to see it, and it makes me just wish Vader was used better in his time in the WWF. But, you know, he wasn't as good as he was when he was in WCW. Briscoe Brothers versus Jay Youngblood and Ricky Steamboat from the first Starrcade. This was a pretty good match, if a bit standard. Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair. Typical Dusty Rhodes match where he spends most of it on his back and then doing a finger thing and then making a comeback and repeat. Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko. Excellent match. Excellent match. You need to see it. You know, on the first view, I didn't even appreciate as much as I did the second time. So yeah, it just says something about the match. Road Warriors versus Steiner Brothers. Good match. A bit short for my liking. Ladder match for the Cruiserweight Championship thing. This probably would have been voted on the ladder match DVD, but it is a good ladder match. There are a few botches at the start, and all these guys, or most of these guys, went on to do bigger and better things. So it's good to watch for a you know, comparing it with these days, because it was a decade ago, and you look where these guys are now, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Sting versus Ric Flair in the Iron Man singles tournament match. I thought this was a really good match. But both of them were a bit fatigued, so the quality wasn't as high as you'd think it would be. Greg Valentine versus Ray Piper. This was a rematch of their dog collar match, and it was quite gross, also like the original. And good choice. Scaffold match, Road Warriors versus Midnight Express. I guess, because it was quite a significant match in the history of Starrcade. Sting versus Hogan, you fucking tards whoever voted this to be this high. It's a high-profile match and very historic match, but not number 4. I mean, seriously, for fuck's sake. It's just a piece of shit match with a piece of shit finish. Steel cage match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. It's been on other DVDs, but it is a classic and does deserve this kind of placing. Steel cage I Quit match for the NWA United States Championship. Excellent match. And just really fucking great. And probably within the top 5 in terms of match quality, you know, on the DVD. But it was voted number 2. So yeah, that's all. That all works out. WCW World Heavyweight Championship match. Ric Flair's career on the line versus the World Heavyweight Championship. Ric Flair versus Vader, and this was basically what I wanted to see the DVD for, because it's been a highly hyped match, and it is a very good match. Not just very good, extremely good. And I'd always wondered why it wasn't put on earlier Ric Flair DVDs, and it's probably this is why. And another thing I find good about having a DVD entirely of WCW matches is whenever you have a compilation of another wrestler's stuff, like WWF, and then, you know, he went to WCW, you have a lot of WWF or WWE, and then some WCW matches, just a few, just to show, hey, look, WWF's better. Anyway, that's my review. I'll give this an 8 out of 10, same as True Slayer, but I would have given it 8 or 8.25 anyway. I just decided on 8, because going through some of the matches, I realised it wasn't as good as it could have been. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.